Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we can celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. We are chit-chatting about when you have to let go and find yourself again. And that sounds kind of like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean I have to let go of myself? We're not saying let go of who you are as a person. We mean letting go of a situation. And it doesn't mean you're not honoring that situation anymore. That means that situation, you can't live in it anymore. So you have to move on, because if you don't move on, then you will feel almost stuck in that you're never going to become the best person you want to be then.
Yeah.
Mouthful, but that felt good to say out loud. I don't know, just the process of realizing really how much it's so important to let the difference between letting go and honoring, just all that.
Yeah. Ashley and I often talk about this subject because when I think every single mom I've ever known feels this way, you kind of just forget almost who you are, and you have to kind of let go of some things, and you're becoming a new person, but you're wait, there's things that I used to do, and I honestly forgot about some of the things that I like to do, some of my hobbies and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I used to paint. I don't know, it just didn't occur to me because I'm so stuck in this area of life, right? Like being a mom, but it's not just becoming a mom. There's different things. When I went through the year of grief in 2023 and trauma and all that, there's so many different things. A few months of anxiety can do it. You have to almost let go and move along and help yourself get there. And so we wanted to talk about kind of what that's looked like for us.
I think, you realize when you're a mom or a father, whatever, when you're going for parenthood, that postpartum, the first 3 months, I don't know, that newborn stage, it feels like you're in your own bubble and the whole world's moving around you. I think that really it's how it feels. I know not everyone might have experienced that or not, but that feeling that you have to keep going, you don't slow down really, right? It's weird because when you're in that newborn stage, right? Even though it feels like you're slowing down, you're just still going, right?
Yeah.
You don't see it like that normally.
Yeah. See, I feel like grief felt like that too. I was like, wait, the entire world is moving and this huge thing just happened. How can everyone just be acting their normal selves? But I'm the only one experience, not the only one, but and so anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, you're
I
right.
agree, 100% agree.
Or when you hear bad news or good news, and I don't know, maybe you have already went through all the feelings, and so you're so excited and you just want to chit chat about someone, but someone's like, I have to go to work, I have to do this thing, I have to do that, and you're like,
yeah, my world is crashing around me.
Yeah, or I don't know, I remember when I was going away to Israel. I mean, I was doing all these things, preparing and doing all these things, and people are like, I have to go to work, Ashley. I don't I'm like, what do you mean? I'm leaving for Israel in a week. What do you mean you have work? I think that's a very immature thought too, in a sense, right? Back in the day, probably when you were younger and your thoughts were not mature, you probably also thought oh, people's worlds can't stop for me when I have something else going on, right?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you're just you realize, sometimes all of a sudden too, you realize you need that support, and you feel like your world is so out of control. I'm thinking of it from a negative perspective, obviously, because a lot of the things I've experienced around this have just happened to be negative experiences. But yeah, you just feel you're so out of control, and you're just but I need someone right now.
Yeah.
And everyone else is well, we have life going on. You're but I need someone now,
And I think, and then there's that loneliness that comes with, I'm not feeling myself. I'm going through this, bad or good, right? Or I'm so excited I can't contain myself. Can you help regulate me? Right? I don't know, I think there's so much that comes through this process of realizing something. Maybe sometimes you don't even realize something is going on, right? You don't realize you're slipping away from whatever is happening and you're kind of slipping into your own world.
Yeah, you're right. That can feel like really lonely. Like I've felt many times like I'm just alone. No one else understands. And like to be fair, we're each our own person, so it is kind of hard to understand exactly. You can't exactly feel what someone else is feeling because you're not in their situation. Like you could just be there for them. And so that is hard like on my end when I'm like I know no one can actually feel what I'm feeling and I feel like I'm out of control and I feel like the world's just like exploding even though it's obviously not. And usually it's grief obviously was for a while, but sometimes sometimes I feel that in like my day to day. If I'm just having like a really anxious day or whatever, I've got some mood things that have been happening the past like 6 months or so, but sometimes it just goes away. But other times it's a long period of time. And that's really hard to deal with when you're, especially like after motherhood and things like that. Some people have postpartum depression, which I don't think I had, but like I can't imagine like knowing what I felt. I can't imagine like feeling like what those women feel.
And it may not be motherhood, right? Someone might be listening to this and not have experience, and someone might experience motherhood like 40 years ago and like
Yeah.
totally does not remember these sensational feelings of like, is this okay? Is this what I should be feeling? Is these the thoughts I should be having? Like, am I okay? Right? I think it could be any life change. It might not even be a life change, right? It could be something so simple where your schedule got thrown off one time and you're out of your routine and then it's getting back into that routine, or like especially when you're building a routine, right? Like they say what it takes 90 days to build a habit. So especially when you're building a habit and let's say you're like halfway in and you lose that habit, that's a struggle
Yeah.
too. Woo. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, like when you're like in the nitty gritty of building a habit and then you like go away and you can't like truly you don't figure out how to like
Yeah.
redo it.
Insert it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, or it could just be a season that happens and you're just like, I can't do this right now. So, remember the whole summer I didn't go on walks at all after I was
Yes.
walking for like years. And then I was like, what do I do now? Wish I had my walking pad then. But yeah, I totally agree. It's so hard to like
Yeah.
switch gears,
I think
especially when
too.
your brain is trying to figure out. Well, I mean, I can talk specifically about motherhood because I feel like that's kind of where this whole came from. But then when we were talking with the episode, I was like, well, it kind of happens with a lot of different situations. But like we have talked a lot about motherhood recently.
Mhm.
And because, I've been figuring out a lot of hobbies for myself over the past like probably year, right? Like these hobbies I'm getting back into that are like super helpful. And Ashley's experiencing like I feel like the year mark or like between 1 and 2 years is when you finally realize like, oh man, like I want to be myself again. And like you can't necessarily go back to who you were, obviously, because you're a new person. But at the same time, the things that you used to like to do, like you could still do them. Like you can still do those things, you know?
I feel like it's like a toolkit. Like you were so lucky that you were able to have these experiences to try out these things and to like build up your toolkit. And I think sometimes we forget about that toolkit. Like I think we forget, I have the experience. Like it might be hard, right? And it might not be like riding a bike again, right? It might
Yeah.
be like literally relearning a whole new skill again. But at one point, you try that thing and your brain goes, oh, wait, I remember we like that. Maybe we should try that again, right? And
Yeah.
it may take time to insert that into your like daily day life, right? And I think sometimes that comes from confidence too, right? Like you don't have the confidence to say, hey, I'm going to change my whole routine and schedule to now like start playing soccer or like start
Yeah.
coaching something, right? Like that just doesn't happen sometimes, right? Things take time, things are skills.
Mm,
So if you're listening to like any other episode that you've listened to our episode, we're going to say the same thing as we say all the time. You need to like take the time to actually see what's happening in your life to even notice these things. So if you're not even
yeah.
noticing what is happening in your life and you're just like feeling like you're on a hamster wheel and you just can't move anywhere, like it doesn't matter, right? And especially like at, Jackie's in her 10th year of motherhood, I'm in my first year of motherhood, right? Like if I just kept doing the same things with Ari, I would never feel like we're having a successful day. I would just feel like he's annoyed, I'm annoyed, like, I can't get ready on time because I'm not using my time wisely. We're just staying in the house because I'm not making time for play dates, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I didn't take the time to realize, like, okay, I don't want to sit on this hamster wheel and do the same thing over daily, daily, daily. And it's okay to say, okay, I tried this yesterday. it didn't work. Let me try this tomorrow. It's okay to say, oh, I tried that 2 weeks ago and it didn't work. Or I tried that last week and now it doesn't work this week. Why am I so frustrated? Because certain things are meant to work in every season, right? And so that's part of that hamster wheel. If you don't start seeing, like, hey, this wasn't supposed to work in every season, this is only going to work maybe in winter, this is only going to work in maybe in summer, right? That's part of that hamster wheel feeling, right? You're like, why can't I get forward? Well, what you were doing in winter isn't going to work in summer, right? And what you're doing in summer isn't going to work in winter, right? And for Jackie, it might be different because her summer is like insanely rain, right? And her winter is like cold, right? So, but
Ugh, the summer. We've talked about that in the other episode. I
yeah,
already am like, I'm trying really hard. I don't want to get off topic, but I'm just trying really hard to be like, it's just a season. Like literally, it is just a season. Not to be like whatever, but it literally is just a season, and it will go away. And I don't hate summer. It's just so hard in Florida. So it's just so hot, makes you miserable, and you can't go very many places. And then in the afternoon it rained. Like anyway, we already talked about this, but like knowing, but this kind of plays into what we're talking about, like knowing that it's just a season. It's hard to see that though when you are your whole physical body and you're a mom and your whole physical body's changed, your mental whatever has changed. Like there's not like you can do stuff to help yourself, but like it takes a while. It takes a while to like get back in shape if that's what you want to do. It takes a while to like get your brain back to like working at all. Like I don't know, I felt like my brain was just like mush after having my babies. Anyway, it takes a while, and it takes like working and putting that time into yourself. I know we talk a lot about that on the podcast. I don't know, if someone came up to me and they were like, I want to change my life and I want to find myself again, or I want to, feel better, I'd be like, just like what you said, like sit down and see like what makes you happy in your life right now, like what makes you unhappy, because you have to know what is right or wrong. And then you need to really sit down and be like, what are my priorities? Like what is it more important to me to go do this or do like be out of the house every single day, which I say that because I'm so jealous of the moms that are able to like go out of the house every day because I just can't do it. Like
I
my
can't do
mental
it.
capacity isn't there. Or is it more worth it to do, 2 to 3 play dates a week where I'm getting out of the house 2 to 3 days, whatever it is for you, 4 days. And then the other days I'm really putting time into like getting an exercise in and making sure I'm like cooking meals for myself those days so that I can feel good inside. And like you just have to sit down and say like what are my priorities, like what can I control,
Yeah.
which there's a lot that we can control. It's just sometimes we don't see it when we're in like those mindsets where the world is falling
I mean,
to the ground.
I think too, a lot of times we don't realize that there's this, outside of, what we're thinking, right? That we are allowed to think something else. We are allowed to experience something else. We are allowed to have a new routine. We are allowed to, I don't know, challenge ourselves. We're allowed to be brave. Like, well,
Yeah.
so many times at some point, unfortunately, so many of us were told no, or we were never shown how, or we were never taught how, right? There's so many reasons why we would never like get to the next level, right? Unfortunately, like you have to think about there's levels, right? Like we are all on a surface level. If you didn't even like imagine you didn't go to school, imagine you didn't educate yourself, imagine you didn't have these life experiences, you would be on the bottom surface level. You'd be like a baby trying to learn how to crawl, right? Like
Yeah.
you just wouldn't be anywhere. But you've gone through all these things as a child, as all these, as an adult, you've gone to the level you are because of the things you've experienced, right? And sometimes it just, life moves on. Life moves on. You just keep moving up, levels up,
Yeah.
level up, level up,
Yeah.
level up, that you don't even see
Yeah.
that you can get to like even a different, like, I don't know, like I feel like a different timeline. Like everyone's still like you're kind of like parallel timeline in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you're all showing up to the same place, right? There's two timelines that are all showing up to the same place. You're all doing the same thing, but like you're in this other place, like where it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It doesn't matter how everyone else is showing up. Like you are showing up for yourself in a whole different place. Like how Jackie's like sitting here saying how she's thinking about, should I do 4 play dates and then have 2 days at home? That is what I'm talking about. People that are not talking bad about anyone. I'm not judging anyone. Like we're all again in different places and we all have different knowledge. And we all know different stuff. But when you're just simplifying, like when you're just like, I have to leave the house because I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. Like you're not even thinking about like these extra steps. Like, well, if I did leave the house 5 days a week, how can I pour to myself? Like those extra thoughts, that's part of it, right? That's
Yeah.
showing up saying those are like, I feel like that's like little like hints. That's like little clues like, hey, you're ready for change. You're ready for what's next. You're ready to show up for yourself for that next season, right? So like you're preparing for summer. So that's why you're having these thoughts now like, hey, am I, do I want 4 play dates? Do I want 2 play dates? Because you're getting ready for that next season. You're
Yeah.
literally preparing for that next season, right? Your body's in transition right now, your brain,
Oh, I'm
mind.
in the next season.
And that's what I'm saying though, but like you're there, right? Like you
Yeah.
just transition, right? Like you're in
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Like I think so many times we don't realize that even our brains naturally will do it for us. Our brains will naturally start questioning those thoughts. And if you're not having those questions, those extra questions, and you're just kind of rolling with the punches and you're wondering why, like, I don't know, like why I can't let go, like why I can't move forward, like why I can't get anywhere. It's
Yeah.
because you're not taking time to be mindful. You're not taking time to observe, taking time to journal, taking time to, I don't know, go on Pinterest and have a dream board. You're not taking time to, I don't know, Google your next vacation. You're not taking time to grow inside yourself to then blossom around you and blossom yourself and blossom everything to then go into that next season. And again, you wouldn't even know there's a next season if you're not thinking about that kind of stuff.
I was thinking about like 5 million things and you were talking. I personally have been doing a lot of transformation of myself over the past couple, I mean, over the past a long time, but like a lot of transformation, I'd say over the past, like even just the past 6 months. I feel like since the beginning of the year, I feel like I've transformed so much because at the beginning of the year, I sat down and I was like, who do I want to be? It didn't matter who I was or like what I was doing. I literally wrote down like identities in my little book. And I think about them often, but I would say like, if all of this feels like too much, just sit there and think like, what is, if I do XYZ for myself 2, 3 times a week, and like, what could I do and be consistent to show myself that I can put time into myself? Because that was personally, I'm just speaking personally, but that was one of the things that was hardest for me is like, I feel like I wasn't giving myself enough time. I was putting everyone else first. I wasn't giving myself enough time, right? Like classic, like mom, whatever. And so this year I've been working out, like with weights at my house, like with dumbbells at my house. I call it my cozy workouts, watching my Harry Potter and like my dim lighting of my room because that's just what I like to do. I was doing it while the kids were at school, and now that they're not at school, they just know like I need that time. Whatever. This morning I did it out there, but I've been consistent. This is the first time that I've ever been this consistent with workouts, and they're not super long. I do the same things, like every leg day is the same and every arm day is the same. I don't have to think about it. They're always the same. I just made it easy so that I can be consistent. Anyway, I'm saying all of this because by doing all of that, I am at a point where I'm like, wow, like I'm actually seeing muscle on my body and it makes me feel so good. And not that that's my entire like change of this year. Finding something that you can do, it doesn't have to be working out, but like finding something that you can do where you can be consistent for a long period of time, it shows yourself I'm worth putting time into. I'm worth doing this for myself. And that could be reading, could be making time to read, it could be making time to draw, it could be making time to go like on a walk by yourself, like I don't know, whatever it's going to be for you, like that you're going to feel good about. Do that. That's one of the biggest things that I felt like. And I love, the reason I love working out is because my weight has like not changed at all. I'm not trying to talk like make this all about wellness, but my weight has not changed at all actually, but I can see muscle and I feel stronger, and that like makes me feel so good about myself that I can, it's not even about like how I look, it's just like I can feel it. I can see like, wow, I see and feel the improvement on myself. Do you know what I mean? And like that's been so huge. But I talk about journaling. We talk about journaling all the time. I love journaling. It doesn't even have to be you writing in a book if that feels weird to you. It could be you typing on a computer. It could be you just sitting there and meditating and just thinking. But I think one of the hardest things for us as humans is stopping, right? Because we're like always on the go, always looking at our phones. Everything's so fast. We don't stop to think about how we feel. And most of that is probably because sometimes it sucks. Like sometimes it's really hard to be like, wow, yeah, I haven't been feeling great. Or like this situation happened and we try to just like push feelings off, right? Push it all off and push it over there. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. But when you actually sit and work through something, what a freaking weight is lifted off of your body. And so now, whenever I get really upset, it could just be a situation where I had a weird interaction. Like that is, could throw me off. And so I'll usually journal about it.
Yeah.
And it's not just like this is what happened and they were so mean. I mean, sometimes I write some of that stuff, but it's like I have recently really tried to choose forgiveness. Like I forgive this person for doing this because maybe this was what happened. And it's not like I'm saying like, oh, like they weren't wrong at all. It's just like I just choose to just like let it go.
Let it go
Like
like a bug.
you can just, huh?
Let it go like a bug.
Just let it go. Just you could put it, I visualize putting on a little cloud sometimes. I told Ashley this. I put on a little cloud and I just send it up to God. And I'm just like, here you go. You can have these feelings because I can't hold on to them anymore. Like I can't hold on to them because they're weighing me down. So here's this feeling of sadness. Here's this feeling of depression. Here's these feelings. And I'm not saying it completely takes them away. But anyway, this is like a huge tangent. But working through emotions is really hard, but it's probably one of the only ways that you're really going to get through them, lift them away so that you can use your time and energy and your focus. I swear I've just like a different human. My creativity is coming back, all the things. I'll stop talking now. I'm rambling, but
You're
this is
fine.
like my
You're fine. You're amazing.
this is my little topic because this has just been my life.
I think, you bring up such a good point, though, that sometimes you need to handle your emotions and your feelings to, deal with whatever is actually going on. Until you do that, you're going to continue feeling what you're feeling. Like, it
Yeah.
just is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So, showing up for yourself and really pouring into yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself. And that means taking care of your emotions and feelings because at the end of the day, there's only one you, there's only one person, you're the only one that understands what's going on in your brain. And the way you're reacting, the way you're handling a situation is based on your emotions and feelings. So, if you're not
Yeah.
handling it, how can you help a situation, right?
Yeah.
How can you like show up for your children and help your children too? Like our jobs as parents is to teach our children. So if we're not handling our emotions and feelings, like if we're being impatient, if we're being, if we're having a hard day because maybe we didn't eat enough or maybe we have a headache or whatever, and then we're now taking out on our children, we're not doing it on purpose, right? We're just exhausted. Our child's asking us for 40 more snacks and, they're not listening and whatever it is, right? It's just one of those days. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
And so, or like you're out with your friends and, you're about to like go out to eat and no one can pick a restaurant and you start getting hangry, right? Like it is
Yeah.
what it is, right? No one can pick, right? But now you're hangry, right? And instead of like, right? And this is like a natural feeling, right? We all have these natural feelings, but it's the same concept, right? And I think when you're going through whatever you're going through, it could be, again, and sometimes we don't know what we're going through. Like sometimes something happens and then you wake up and you're like, holy moly, did that just happen? Like my pregnancy, I felt that way. I felt like so much was happening and that I didn't have time to have emotions and feelings because if I had emotions and feelings, then there was just no time. Like
Yeah.
there's literally just no time. It's just easier to protect my peace to not have time to like even process what
Yeah.
was actually happening. And then like after I gave birth and like here we are a year later, I'm like, holy moly, what did happen during my pregnancy? Like that was a
Yeah.
lot. That was traumatic, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes you don't realize it, right? And that is okay. And I think different seasons then are going to rely on different tools. So like in this season as a first time mom, like going out for walks with my son and making sure we have like regularly scheduled like once a week play dates is so helpful, right? Because it's not that going through 9 months of like 4 doctor's appointments this week. I hope I don't get sent to the hospital again, right? Like just feeling alone, like that's a lot, right? Like no one
Yeah.
understands, like that's a lot of thoughts. That's a lot to bring to a table, right? Knowing that we went for all that, like I'm not going to waste my time just sitting at home every day either, right? So
Yeah.
finding that balance and saying, okay, I know I cannot handle, just like Jackie said, I cannot handle play dates every day. I don't know how moms do it. I am so impressed by moms like that. As a
Me too.
nanny, right? Like as a nanny, I don't know how I did it sometimes because I had to do that as a nanny too. Sometimes like I had to have like a schedule where we left the house most days. Except I would do like 2 days at home because I could not. Again, I can't like I just can't. It's a lot. Like, and that's okay, right? I know myself. Jackie knows herself. That is what this is about too, right? It's knowing yourself. So what Jackie's gonna do, right? Jackie might go journal to make her situation better. I might go like sit down and, listen to a book or go listen to some music, right? Like, we're totally different, right? We're going to handle a situation different. That's part of, realizing what is next sometimes in your journey is basically it's the way you're going to get your process is going to be different, but the way you get there is going to be different, but like you're going to get there eventually, right? Like if you're actually committed to figuring out, okay, I went through this thing. Is there something I need to do for myself now? Or, hey, I'm going through this thing. Is there something I should do different to support that thing, right? Whatever it is, right? And it could just be like wanting more for yourself. Like that simple underlying tone as a woman, sometimes I just want more for ourselves. Like as women, I feel like a lot of women are like, I'm always giving to someone else. I'm always doing something for someone else. Like I have so many responsibilities. Like for some reason I show up and it's like I have to wear a million hats, right? And I think, that underlying tone of, well, I need more for myself. Okay, well, then if you need more for yourself, how do you then add that into this season that you're going into? Or maybe you don't realize you need more for yourself, right? Okay, like maybe you're like, I'm so drained. Like, I don't know, I've slept more, I cut, I'm drinking more energy drinks, I'm doing all these things. Like, I can't figure out why I'm so drained, right? Well, when was the last time you took time to yourself, right? So maybe it's sometimes working backwards, right? Like I don't know. We talk about this all the time, right? We talk about this all the time, and I think what it is too for us, and when we do talk about it, I think we come to this realization when we're going through something in the moment or we're going through something, we realize that it's just a season, and in this season we have to find grace. We have to be find our grace in ourselves that like we can handle this. We're strong enough. We're able to, like, this might be hard. I got this. But I think we also know that, like, this is just a season. Whatever I'm going through, it might be 9 months, it might be 2 years, it might be 5 years. Then you have to find the most in that, what you're going through. And again, it can be something good or bad, right? So you might be going for something good and it could be, okay, well, now how do I add more good or how do I find more balance, right? Or you can be going for something bad. So then how do I add something good to balance out the bad, right? It's a different math problem almost for everyone.
I was gonna say the silver lining is that usually it's just a season. It could be a long season, but it's usually just a season. And also like you're always allowed to change. At any moment in time, you're allowed to change who you are or how you do things. Like you don't have to say yes to XYZ just because you always have. Like, I'm sorry, you don't have to. Like you can decide, like, you know what, that's just not serving me anymore. I need to put that time into myself. Like I'm doing too many things. How do I have more time for myself? Oh, there was something else that I was gonna say and then I just forgot. But yeah, oh, I was gonna say having like a core set of even just like a few, I'm not saying like a bunch of habits that you can do through every season is so helpful. I like walking. Specifically, I do have a walking pad, so if it's raining or whatever, I can use it. But I know that when I go for an outside walk, even if it's just 10 minutes, it doesn't have to be even long, it changes my mindset. Like it changes my mentality. I'm not going to say it completely takes things away, but like it really does help. And so anyway, having a few things like that, like, okay, every single night I'm going to make sure that I take time to, take off my makeup and put my skincare on, or I'm going to take time to say my prayers or write my gratitude, like whatever it is for you that brings you joy. Just having like a few things that you can do through every season is so helpful.
But it's
Right?
okay. Yeah, I agree. Like, and it's okay to outgrow other versions, but bring in the joy and the habits that you loved from other versions into the next season of life,
Yeah.
right? And again, I think sometimes we also have to realize that this was another season, this was an past life, and to let go. Just because you made a mistake once upon a time ago, that's not who you are now. And you need to accept that I am growing into who I want to be in this season. And we love you all. We will see you next Wednesday. We'll see you every Wednesday. Come hang out with us on all our social medias and bye bye.
Love you. Bye. Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.